Welcome back to another LS2 episode. If you've tuned into the previous ones, you know roughly where we're sitting at. Engine and gearbox mounted. I did pull the cross member out and finish that off, so it is fully welded. I fully welded in the rack relocation section and painted it. So yeah, basically that's going to stay like that for now. It will come out again, I think, when we paint the bay. I will pull the engine out. Engine will be here roughly start of February, but that is not going to hold me up at all. Basically from here I've got to, like I said, there's heaps of work to do on this car before I need the engine for final install essentially. Anyway, today I'm diving into some suspension stuff. Now I'm probably not going to finish anything because I'm waiting on lots of parts, unfortunately. It's not a good time of the year to be ordering stuff and waiting for deliveries, etc. Christmas. Anyway, we've got a few bits and pieces so we can get started on it. Rear suspension I can get sorted, and front suspension I'll get started, and then I'll probably dive into possibly the flat front conversion on this car a little bit. Yeah, see how I'm going time wise, but we'll get there, I reckon. So we've got some bits. Mazda RX-7 brake upgrade kit for, well, AE86 in this case. I guess I should start off by saying the struts and everything that came in this car were actually, I believe, RA65 struts. So they had an odd spacing for the knuckles. So they're actually, I don't know, they'll be like 89 mil or something. I'm not sure exactly. I think maybe 89 mil centers or something. A86 is 85 mil and KE70 is 87. So this actually had a KE70 rack in it, KE70 rack ends and turret ends. It had KE70 knuckles that were like machined out to fit the like wider bolt pattern for the RA65 struts. So I'm glad we're replacing them. But yeah, I don't have the struts here because they're actually, I bought another Corolla last week for parts for this one. So they're actually in that car to keep that rolling. So anyway, long story short, I had to suss out some more stub axles. So luckily, I was able to find some. I'll get them up on the bench in a sec, but I will dive into making some coilovers essentially today for an A86, K70, A71, etc. So the absolute legends at Shockworks have sent me over some goodies. So they knocked me out a set of coilovers with a quick turnaround. So absolute legends over there. I've been running Shockworks in my car for, I mean, at least 10 years, I would say. And they are excellent coilovers. So like valves and everything in Australia, in Melbourne. And my shocks in my car have been, I've had them revalved multiple times. Just send them back, give them a once over, get them fixed up, ready to go again for like a full year of drifting or whatever. But yeah, so anyway, excellent coilovers. So, and for the price of them, yeah, well worth the money. Like I said, just to have the aftermarket support, you can obviously buy like sets of coilovers for, I mean, realistically, $1,000 cheaper than these ones, maybe. But yeah, after sales support and everything with Shockworks are top notch. And like I said, you'd be struggling to find a drift car in Australia now that is like new, freshly built, etc., and isn't running Shockworks coilovers. The field is absolutely packed with Shockworks goodies. Right, so as we can see, springs, front and rear adjusters. I'll pull it all out in a sec, but shocks, so all adjustable height shocks and everything. I'll get that out of the box in 1 second, and then we'll start the install in the rear first, I think. Yeah, we'll see how we go with that. So also got a set of rims. Now, seen on that little intro there, different colors. Not supposed to be different colors, but they are. But I did know about it when I ordered them. So these are just a set of rotors, 15x8, 0 offset, and 15x9 -10s. The RKRs. This was like a factory error. So they don't actually come with a polished lip. It does look pretty good. But yeah, Ben was after some black rims. So these bad boys here will get painted. So I've just got some old tires on them now. I will be making guards and stuff for this, like wider flares, etc. So I've got the old tires on it for now, so that I can weld and cut and everything near them. It's not going to matter. I do have a set of new tyres here for it. Obviously, I've got the new tyres on the front. Like I said, these have to come off again regardless for paint. So yeah, let's get stuck into some work though, because got lots to do, little time to do it. Like I said, some of that's crunch and everything going on at the moment. Still trying to get, like I said, ideally before summer nats, I'd like to get this back rolling so that I can, check on everything, make sure I've got all the bits and pieces that I need. There's those two bits, hubs and tire ends that I'm waiting for. So that's the thing that's going to hold the show up. So yeah, let's see how far we can get. Let's jump into it. Rear shocks, springs, everything done. Well, close enough. Not set up. They're in enough for now. So obviously adjustable height shocks as well as adjustable like hats on the springs. So they are 3 kilogram springs, 190 mil long, obviously plus the adjuster. Yeah, both sides in. Now this thing doesn't need too much work in the rear end. It is pretty upgraded as it is, but I'm still going to go a little bit above and beyond because to be able to run these Corollas low and have decent arm angles and stuff, you've got to really put the equal length trailing arms in it. So I'm going to cut and box and everything, the top arms with bottom arms. I am then going to add some traction brackets to the bottoms and wheels are on. So this side, no wheel spacer. These wheels actually look really good. I was pleasantly surprised by how good they look in there. So yeah, this side, no wheel spacer. So this is the same width as B2, so Nick's Corolla. This side, 25 mil spacer on it. This is the same width as B1, so my Corolla. Now, that looks very wide, right? Which one do you reckon we'll go with? This one? Or this one? Well, I'll tell you a secret. I already know the answer to it. What we'll do is, so this is a flare that I've rolled up. It's a spare one for my Corolla. And if you sit that on there, that actually doesn't look that wide. So we're going with big, wide, extremely big Corolla. So yeah, we're gonna make that fit. What I'm gonna do is drop it down in a minute, and I'm going to trace this out. The inner guards on this are actually already cut out. So whatever, it had a big tire on it before, or it needed some guard clearance before or something. So yeah, the inner guard is all cut out on this and it's actually still open to the cabin. So no matter what, I was gonna have to do something to it. So yeah, I'm gonna lop that out. And we're gonna try and get this thing a bit lower than what it's currently sitting. It is It does have a little bit of adjustment left in the shocks. I think it's sitting on the shocks, but I won't know until I double check. But yeah, I've only just thrown all that in there. Obviously, it does all need setting up properly, like bumps and everything need to be set. But yeah, for now, we are on the right track here. And we've got some cutting to do. I've started on the front. I've just chucked in my spare control arms and knuckles for my Corolla. Now, I've pretty much finished making all the stuff for this to actually stay in here. In saying that though, I still need to put some bushes and ball joints and stuff in it. And like I said before, I'm still waiting on these hubs and I'm still waiting on the rack ends. What else am I still waiting for? One more thing, I can't remember what it is, but yeah, so anyway, I've got my spare control arms, knuckles in here. I'm going to start cutting up these stub axles. So we basically cut them through here and yeah, we'll make them fit those coilovers and then weld them on. It's that simple. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So as you just seen, put some coilovers in it. Now I've just mocked everything up now because I want to double check brake clearance, wheel clearance, the RCA clearance. So if you watched last video, this is the first time I run this 50mm RCA, which is this section here. If you don't know what RCA is, basically it's a roll center adjuster to improve all the geometry in the front if your car is lowered. Very popular with Corollas, A86s, etc. So I've got the Shockworks in there, and they are, I don't remember if they're 8 or 10 kilo springs. The RX7 brake kit. Now this is just a second-hand kit that I bought, but it is actually new. So it's old. It's an older kit, but it is new. Yeah, unused basically. So Yeah, and I've just got the, like I said, those arms in to double check all this clearance and everything. So none of this is set up, not wheel aligned, etc. It's, yeah, literally just chucked in for now. Like I said, I don't have the hubs, the correct hubs. I don't have the correct tire ends. So I have just chucked in I had a carry a spare hub with me with my drift car sort of thing. So I've just chucked that spare hub in on one side, and I've actually just chucked a KE70 hub on the other side. Now, it doesn't fit. The bearings are the same, I believe, but the hub is like definitely different. So this side, I literally just threw it all together to see what it's like. So I also want to roll it out the shed and get a photo of it. This side, brake clearance, all looks good. So that's very good. I think it's like a 280mm rotor. Obviously they need a quick clean up and stuff, but yeah, looks good. Looks good. Made some room for the rear tyres and wheels, etc. Yeah. So yeah, we've got a bit of room for some tuck there. I need to cut the bonnet and stuff. This bonnet is like cut out already, all the underside of it. I'm not sure if everything's going to clear these carbies. I may have to have it on 4 pins. So I'm just going to wait and see once we get some carbies and see how that goes. I need to obviously double check a few things, but now that all the stubs are obviously finished, welded, painted, etc. Now those stubs, if you're doing them, you can, I believe, like weld them on at different heights. I left 20mm of standard strut there, and then yeah, weld it onto that sort of thing. You could probably machine back the bottom section of the coilover that Shockworks give you, and have it sit like directly on the bottom if you wanted to get your car a little bit lower sort of thing. But I think this will be plenty for this. I tend to run my drift cars a bit stiffer in the front, so I like to have them a little bit, not higher in the front, but yeah, basically a bit stiffer sort of thing, and that just to improve handling and stuff. So what else do I have to talk about? I don't know. Like I said, flat fronts on. I've swapped out, like this is obviously not aligned or anything. Yeah, it's just chucked on the bonnet pins that were on that rad support, which is the other piece that I just put in. It's not welded in or anything, it's just screwed in because I want to decide how it is going to sit. But yeah, you can see this bonnet, a bit rusty. It's actually, yeah, it's kind of only surface rust at the moment. That bit's not, but I'm going to probably cut a little bit more out there, so I'm not too fussed about it. Like I said, these bonnets, very hard to come by. So the fact that I even got one, very happy. And the fact that I got a whole front end. Actually, while I was looking for a flat front, so obviously, like I said, this is the flat front for the Corolla. So it's the same front end as my car. So both B1 and B2. It's just got the different headlights. So yeah, I was looking for a flat front for this for a little while, like Facebook Marketplace, searching Facebook and stuff. And it actually popped up. I sold one like 10 years ago for $200, like a full conversion, full front end. Yep, I wish I kept that. So, but yeah, like I said, I bought the full car to get this front end. It was off of a AE71 also, so the front had been converted. So the rad support wasn't the best sort of thing. I had to clean it up a fair bit and whatnot, but something is better than nothing. All right, let's drop this on the ground and have a quick look. I've got no idea how high this is going to sit, how low it's going to sit, etc. Yeah, so it needs to be lower in the back, much lower. Oh yeah, it's sitting on bump stops. I need to chop them out. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to take the bump stops out. I did think about that when I was putting those springs in. Front definitely has to go lower, much lower. Yeah, much lower. So yeah, like I was saying before, the track on the rear now is the same as my wagon. The track on the front is actually 25mm narrower? No, 30mm narrower than my wagon. So I'm actually debating whether I'm going to put an extra spacer on the front. I run a like high scrub radius on my car, feels a lot more planted sort of thing at angle. How I've found with Corollas, it feels very stable. So you can be like full throttle, full angle, and it not spin out. I did go over most of this in my previous KE70, AE86, A71, etc. Steering setup, basically like where I put this whole Klingberg Motorsport steering into another car a couple months ago. I'll chuck a link up here for that. But yeah, I think we're gonna lower this a little bit more and roll her out the shed. Not tonight though, because it is, yeah, very, very late. So I'm probably pushing it. I definitely wasn't just grinding, and it's definitely not after midnight. Oops. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I've got heaps to do. So I've got to get on with sanding Corollas and everything, and probably building a spare engine and stuff. So I'm almost at that 4,000 subscribers. So super close. Thanks everyone for tuning in. See you next week.